Dad said he would change his life, but he immediately grabs his phone. Dad doesn't like rotting away, so he got up. He got up and went for a run. You've heard the saying, if you want to change your life, just wait until tomorrow. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you a simple 4-step method to completely change your life. Whoa. Let's rewind. What did I just say? If you want to change your life, just wait until tomorrow. Can I ask you a question? When has this ever worked for you? Listen, the truth is that you cannot change your life. At least not until you change your approach. Now, before I share with you the simple 4-step method, you have to understand 2 raw truths. And the first raw truth is that laziness is keeping you miserable. I mean, just think about it. When have you actually enjoyed spending hours mindlessly scrolling on your phone? When have you actually enjoyed spending hours laying on the couch watching TV? Sure, you may enjoy it at the moment, but deep down, if you actually look for that feeling, you'll just feel misery. You don't actually enjoy it, and that's why you clicked on this video, right? You clicked on this video because you want to change your life. So now that we understand that laziness is keeping you miserable, let's look at the second raw truth. And the second raw truth is that the first thing that you do in the morning, reach for your phone and scroll, that is keeping you lazy. So if the first thing that we do, we reach for our phone and scroll, that's keeping us lazy, and then laziness is keeping us miserable, we're in this cycle, in this loop that it's really difficult to break. And so now that you understand these 2 raw truths, you're prepared to get into this simple 4-step method to completely change your life. Now, the first step is to figure out what you want. And it may sound strange, but listen, a lot of people don't actually know what they want. They may have superficial desires, like having a big house or having a lot of money. But to be honest, everyone wants that stuff. Everyone wants a big house. Everyone wants a lot of money. People don't actually know what they want to take their life with. Because let's say you're overweight and you're on the couch. You could have a desire to get healthy again. Well, that's not really what we want here, because you could go in completely different directions with this. You could get really into running, and then you can become an elite Ironman like my dad did. Or you can get really into lifting weights and become an elite bodybuilder. Or you can get really into yoga and become this Zen master. These are completely different paths. So you have to actually figure out what you want. And it's not just the end result, it's the actual task that you enjoy doing. I enjoy lifting weights. I enjoy doing calisthenics. So that's why I like to bodybuild. But if I liked to stretch more than that, then I would probably become a yoga master, if that's even a thing. I want to do a disclaimer. This is not me saying that you're going to enjoy doing these actions as much as you would, let's say, scrolling on social media. But this is just me saying, try and figure out what action you are most drawn to. Are you more drawn to lifting weights, or are you more drawn to running or stretching or biking? Just ask yourself these questions. Now, the second step is what I like to call an information diet. Now, an information diet is basically whenever you're watching content, let's say you're scrolling on TikTok, you completely replace that with educational content. For example, let's say you want to become a great runner. So if you want to be a good runner, then instead of watching mindless TikToks, watch videos on how to run or watch running videos. All you have to do is completely replace all of your entertainment with education. Now, this education is still entertaining, but it's better than mindlessly consuming TikTok or mindlessly consuming Netflix, because then you'll start to make better decisions and your mind will be wired to actually want to take action. And that's the third step. You have to take action. The truth is that no amount of YouTube videos, no amount of education is going to help you unless you actually do the work. So this video is not going to help you unless you actually implement the stuff. And listen, I am a big fan of guaranteeing my success. I'm a big fan of making sure that I am guaranteed success with the least amount of effort possible. Does that sound good to you? Well, if that sounds good, all you have to do is create a simple routine. Ask yourself, how can you guarantee your success? For example, when I first started to lift weights, I started during the summertime and I was in high school, so it was pretty easy during the summer. But then school started and I needed to figure out a routine so I could guarantee my success. And so that's what I ended up figuring out, that, if I went after school, then I would be really tired and I didn't want to go and lift. I wouldn't enjoy it. So that's why now I actually lift before school. And so that was a way that I would guarantee my success. And I had systems in place that ensured I would go to bed in time so I could wake up in time. But the point is that I figured out a routine that would make it so I would be guaranteed success in my goal of building a good physique with the least amount of effort possible. So ask yourself, how can you do that? And the fourth step will help you get out of a trap, because look, routines are bad unless you follow this one simple rule. And this one simple rule is the fourth step, which is progressive overload. It's a gym term. It basically means that as you're training more, so let's say you start with 10-pound dumbbells and then you can only do 10 reps. Then next week, you get back to it and, you can do 11 reps. So you increase the reps. Or maybe you increase it to 15 pounds. That's what progressive overload is. You basically make it more difficult as you get stronger. So how we apply progressive overload to routines is simply by reiterating it. So when I first started going to the gym, I maybe woke up at 6 in the morning. And then I would go there for like 30 minutes. And then I would start to lower the time that I would wake up. So I started to wake up at 5:30 and then 5 and then 4:30. And that basically allowed me to get more time. And over time, I was actually able to handle all of this more difficulty because I had gotten used to lifting for 30 minutes. So now I can do 40 minutes, 50 minutes. And this is where a big mistake that people make. People think that you can just skip to waking up at 5 in the morning. I see a common mistake that people make is if they are normally waking up at 9 in the morning and then they get super motivated, they're going to completely change their life tomorrow. And so they wake up at 5 in the morning, go on a run. Well, that's not going to work because you're probably just going to fall asleep afterwards. And then you're not going to want to go again because it's not sustainable. You have to get used to your routine before you reiterate it. And reiteration prevents you from falling into the trap of staying in the same routine forever. And you do not want to get in that trap. Now, that was a 4-step process, but there's a few more things that you may want to learn. And that's why I created this into an entire guide. So check out the link down below. Claim your free guide today.